the second club as part of our career, and welcome to Leyton.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to Mattov's English Journey, and welcome back to our new club here on the channel, the second club as part of our career, and welcome to Leyton Orient. Yes, we have gone and joined them. It's quite a big step up, to be fair. We've gone to League One with a team who sit in 7th place at the moment. They were on a pretty bad spell of form. If we go and take a look at the schedule, they lost a couple games, didn't get many points in that time. They were much higher, I believe. They got a few wins here, but then before that, they were also quite poor, actually. The reason behind the sacking of the previous manager. Now, this is quite a big step up, actually. I mean, I didn't think we'd get a job that's so high up. I thought it would be in a League Two relegation battle, but no, we've been picked up by Leyton Orient. We're going to have a few years in a London club. You know, that makes for a really interesting dynamic. Spend a time in East London and have some fun there before we make any decisions after that. But I can't wait to get started here and show you the different things, especially in this episode. It's going to be a busy episode showing you all the different things, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we're in the playoff spots at the moment, floating around there. We've still got over 20 games left of the season, so we will be challenging for a playoff spot. That is what the board wants in this season. Record is actually a top half finish. I thought they wanted us in the playoffs, so even a top half finish would be good for them. But I think we can contest a playoff spot, especially looking at the team that we've been given. There's definitely potential. So if we go and look at the team, first up, actually, we should probably speak about the tactic. We've gone with the similar wing play tactic. I mean, the when we were playing at Alfreton, I tried to keep it as simple as possible. I kind of forgot how to do tactics, but now we're here. There's a lot less instructions. I'm just trying it out, seeing how it works. We've gone. It's a pretty similar formation to our Alfreton. We've added wing backs, which is something that I used to love so much. Wing backs and inverted wingers. But then that's dropped out of interest for me recently. Hopefully we can bring it back because it is my favourite style of play, you know, getting them wing backs involved, having a good strong midfield, and obviously having the inverted wingers or just normal wingers. The attacking midfielder can be a real crucial player in this system, and I'll show you today why it will be very, very important for us in this system. So the first game I played, actually, we got a 5-1 win at home against Shrewsbury, which was a pretty great performance to start things off here. Maybe it was a bit of a hype around joining the club, but it was still a good win nonetheless, and it picked us a huge 3 points to kick things off here. If we would have lost in our first game, it would have put us on a bit of the back foot, but luckily we didn't, and we picked up a nice win there against Shrewsbury. So the team, that is, this will be the starting team coming up in the first game most likely. It starts with Isted in goal. Harry Isted. He looks okay. I mean, he's solid for now. He's got good overall stats, but maybe he is a player we look to change out. He did join us in the summer. Maybe he is to be moved out in the next summer, or we bring in a replacement. Our backline, we've got Ziad Larkech at left back. He can play this wing back role that we want him to. Another fairly decent player. We've got quite strong wing backs, which is something that it's quite rare to come along, like, and find them, especially with goalkeepers as well. Goalkeepers and wing backs very tough to find. So to get a good player in Larkech is always good. Backline, we've got Dan Happ. He is our captain. He's played 300 games at Leyton Orient, which is very, very impressive. He is our captain. He looks like our best player here at the club. 4 stars of ability. We can use ball playing centre backs here, and we will be doing that with Hap because we can play a bit more of an advanced system. Because we are in these high leagues, it's a thing to go by, in especially in journeyman saves. When you are at you're at the lower leagues, it's much better to have simpler systems. It becomes much easier to lead your team and play in that way, because obviously the abilities are a bit worse than here in League One, and when you've got better players here, you can have better systems, and luckily the likes of Dan Happ help us to do that. Next player, pairing him, we've got De Gavigny. He is a French centre-back next to Happ, another good player overall. Looks like we've got 2 good centre-backs there, which is always good to see. At least we don't have many concerns in terms of defending. We've got James Wilden. He is a right back, wing back. He can play, and he's another player who's got good attributes, sort of good physical attributes. He's been here for a few years now, got a lot of experience in Football League clubs, which is always good. In the midfield, we've got Ethan Galbraith. He is a Northern Irish midfielder, quite a bit of potential still left on him. He is still quite young, 25 years of age. That's always good to see. He looks like he could be a real key player in the midfield. And then alongside him, I'm just going to change his role quickly to a box-to-box. I do love a box-to-box, and especially in this system, it's always good to have one. I would like to include it, and Amazola, who we always keep in these systems. It's been a constant. Is Max Sanders. He's our most paid player at the club. That's what it was. I thought he was a record signing, but no, he is our most paid player. He's 3 stars of ability, and he looks good overall. A lot of these players, it's just good, nice to see a huge improvement in terms of the level of football. It's going to be so interesting, and Max Sanders obviously helping us with that. On the left, we've got Jordan Graham. He is a bit of another one of the Leyton Orient legends here in London. He can play on that left wing. Some good technical abilities, some good mental abilities as well, and he can be quite flexible across different positions in the pitch if we do need him. 31 years of age, but he does give us that experience, having played in a lot of Football League teams. And then at attacking midfielder, I'm very excited to show you. This is our first regen in the new gen player in our teams, Alex Jeffcoat. He looks like the real deal. He's 19 years of age, already got these attributes. He's got 3.5 stars of ability playing at shadow striker, and he could bang in the goals for us from any of these positions really. You can play at any of them, but I think the shadow striker is the one for him. He will be playing much higher up than a typical attacking midfielder, but I'm quite interested in do that. Might switch into a bit of a 4-2-2-2 maybe. It makes an interesting dynamic. 5 stars of potential. He looks like he could be a real good player. Next to him on the right, we've got Jeff Tanga. He looks like a fairly decent player, still quite young, so he might have the potential to develop even more. He's been here for quite a few years. Young player. I mean, this is the big step up he's made into this Leyton Orient team, and over the last few years, he's had a role in the team. I definitely see the potential in him. He is quite a physical player, as you can see here, and does still have quite a bit of potentially. Definitely could develop. And then up top, our new striker, who we're going to have to get used to, is Thomas Avgustidis. He has been here since he's been here for quite a few years, and he is looking like he could develop into a good player. He plays quite he plays in this deep line forward role, which I'm not really a big fan of, but he's similar to the Lewis Salmon situation is the best way I could describe it, in how he can play a very niche role, but he's got some amazing attributes: his composure, his finishing, his determination, and jumping reach as well. At 20 years of age, at 190 centimeters as well. In the first game we played here at the club, he got a hat-trick, which was pretty remarkable, to be honest. A 60-minute hat-trick. Very good performance from him in that opening game. I'm very happy that I saw that. So yeah, he looks like he could develop into a good player. It doesn't look like they've had a very consistent goal scorer. They've also got a squad which is just full in depth, which is, I mean, it's not something I'm a huge fan of, but these players are happy to stay without playing in the main team for now. Then being my guest, that's always it's always good to see, and we can always call on them if we need to. And then obviously we've got some of the bench players. You'll see them get involved throughout the season. In particular, we've got Joe Taylor, who is a backup striker. He definitely could give competition to Avgustidis in striker. He's probably more experienced, been here for a few years. He's been a Football League player for quite a while, and I definitely see how he does look like quite a good player. I haven't really seen too much of him actually. Maybe something to consider: his stats looking very good. Aggression, bravery in the 16s, his work rate at 17, so he does look like a decent player. Another one as well, we've got where has he gone? Cherry, another striker. He could slot straight back into this team when he comes back, maybe on this right side, maybe at striker. He's played quite a few years at different clubs, joined us in the summer. His physical attributes are amazing. Another one of them physical wingers. and yeah, when he returns from injury, he will most likely be slotting into the main team. So first game coming up today away from home against Wigan Athletic, and then after that we've got a game at home against Notts County. So let's go and see what we can do in these opening games of our time here in East London at Leyton Orient. So the team for this game against Wigan away from home, our first outing here in League One, starts with Iston in goal. We've got Larketch, Hap, D. Gavigny and James Wilding at the back. That's quite a mouthful to say, the lot of them, but hopefully they can have a good performance for us here. We've got Galbraith and Sanders in the midfield, Graham, Jeffcoat, Tanga in attack, and leading the line we've got Avgustinis. Kick off here in this game against Wigan Athletic. We start the day in 7th place, so we find ourselves in quite a good position. As I say, you know, the step up has been quite big. I didn't expect us to come here, but when you're offered the job, do a couple years in London, it could make for a very interesting time. To do this is it's just quite cool. You know, we can get a familiarity in London, and then maybe we can move to another bigger London club. I'm not too sure. You always have to consider about rivalries and stuff like that. We wouldn't want to disrespect any of the previous clubs we've been with, but it does make for a very interesting few seasons should we stay there for that long. I'm not too sure, but you'd like to think we could stay here for a few seasons, maybe get up to the Championship this season or within the next two, and then we make the decision should we want to leave. But I'm not really too sure what I want to do as of yet whilst I'm at the club. I know this season I definitely want to get that playoff spot, but I think I'll need the full summer. Obviously, we've got January coming up, but the full summer to finish the season as well. The summer to decide what we want to do exactly will be very valuable, and we just have to hope we can make it there, to be honest. But we have started very, very well in that first game against Shrewsbury, and we need to help ourselves here. But that goal doesn't do us any favours as Wigan get the first goal of this game inside 10 minutes. We also get this nice EFL logos and the what's it called, the branding. We all get that, which is always nice to see. It enhances the experience, and yeah, I'm quite happy to be up into the Football League, League One, and it's going to make for a very, very fun time here in Leyton Orient in East London at Brisbane Road. It's a 9,000 capacity stadium, and yeah, we're going to have a fun time. I'm pretty sure as Augustinus just puts his header over the bar there, very close to getting our first Leyton Orient goal here on the channel. But I don't think we've been too poor. It looks like we've had a lot of the ball. We are obviously trying a tactic that is a bit different from before. It's not as intense, and I feel like, I don't know what it was, but it just feels like I've not set as many instructions. I haven't, but it feels like I've set the same. That's what I mean, and I don't know why that's the case, but I guess it just is. And maybe if we need to add a few, then we'll do it. But I'm trying to keep it quite simple for now, because I only had a few days before the first game, and we want to get. I don't know what the tactic was before, but if it was completely different to this, you have to get the team settled in to a completely new tactic. They've had no training with it at all, just a few sessions before it. Obviously, we've come to a professional club now, which makes it so good. Doing full-time training, they can get adapted to the tactics much quicker. As Galbraith finds himself through on goal, he has the shot, and he just put it wide of that post there. But yeah, it does make for a more interesting time, because we can do a more variation of tactics, and more interesting ones as well, because these players can train it much better, and their abilities are much better. We can also sign players of better ability, so it's going to be a real fun time here in League One. We still obviously have the 46 game season, you know, with the O's. That's the nickname of Leyton Orient, the O's, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're still repping the red colours, at least for now, and yeah, hopefully we can do it justice and have a good time in the red and white colours as that ball goes in there. Back post, Tanga with the header, and it's a lovely finish from the winger there to make it 1-1 inside 30 minutes, and now we have a good game on our hands here. 2 goals already here, and we are playing some good football. You can already see how the wing backs have a great influence in the games, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be such a good time playing with this tactic. I can be sure of that. There's 5 minutes is left of this first half. We've had a lot of the ball, and to come to an away stadium and do that is always quite impressive, even if we are still drawing and we did concede the first goal. It's still good to see that we're retaining the ball, controlling possession and winning it back as well. That's an important thing in maintaining possession. That's what James Wilding does from right back. He played really well in that first game, and at wing back he definitely looks like he's very capable in it, especially also for Larketch as well. He is looking like he can step up into that midfield, although we do not have a backup left back. And as you can see already, Larketch getting very tired hopefully that is not an issue for the rest of the season. Maybe thinking of a different. I mean, I'm interested in going to a three back if we have to, but it looks like this is working for now. A three back. I'm quite a big fan of a three back wing back play because it means you're very secure at the back and you can also get so much out of your wing backs. But if we need to make rotations for Larketch and do it in that way, then maybe it's something to consider. But we do also have January coming up. There's just so many interesting things to consider at the moment, and yeah, I'm very excited for what's going to happen here in Leyton Orient. Obviously, they were a team who were in the National League just 5 years ago, I believe, or something like that. So they have come up in the last few years, winners of League Two last year, and they've come up to the League One and put in some good performances. They were here quite a few years ago, but did drop down into the National League, as I say, coming back up. Won it a few years ago, and now they are back here today, and hopefully we can establish them as a club in these leagues, not take them back down to the National League. Obviously, it's a good league, but we want to keep them where they once were, and they've had their time in the National League. We've had our time in the National League, and we can bring that together and have a good time here in League One, and possibly think about going on to the Championship and possibly even the Premier League. But we're going to have to see what happens here. It's going to be a good time, and we need to focus, take every game as we can in the time that we have left in this season, because we do still have quite a lot of games, and we need to make the most of them, because um, we want to go for that playoff spot, and if we can get it, then there's no reason why we can't go and do it in this season. But this game is not really helping us. We're 2-1 down at the moment, 15 minutes left. We made a few changes. Obviously, we still do have we have 5 substitutions now, which is always good. I mean, it makes for a more interesting tactical direction, and these tactics can become much more rotated and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we had 3 substitutes previously. Now we can do the 5, and that's going to be a big important factor in resting players and keeping everyone fit and making the tactic work to the best of its ability, because we can bring in players whenever we need to call on them at different points in the game. But in this game, doesn't look like we'll get the result we want. 6 minutes added on. I mean, I'm playing on the balanced mentality, maybe going to the positive with the amount of possession we've had could be the play. I mean, a few more instructions maybe to be added, not to be in our first game on the channel, but yeah, we it's a good start to proceedings, and hopefully we can build on this in the next game. So the team for this second game here in Leyton Orient against Notts County at home. Bit of a rotated team for this game. Starts with Iston in goal. We've got James Weldon, Happ, D, Gavigny and Robinson at the back. We've got Galbraith and Sanders in midfield. We've got Graham on the left, Tanga on the right. We've got Jeffcoat at shadow striker in that attacking midfield role. And we've brought on Joe Taylor into striker. Kick off here in this game against Notts County at home. Hopefully it's a game where we pick up a few points. It looks like we might be contesting these lower spots in the playoffs. These teams at the top looking very good. But should we keep playing well, I definitely think we maybe could push on. We need to have a big 20 games here at the end of the season to see if we can do that. But in this game, we've been dominating the possession, maybe not getting as many chances as we want. Obviously, we're going to have some attacking players come up. We've got, if you take a look here, we've got Omar Cherry, who is returning from injury. He looks like a key player in attack, and he'll come back into the first team when he's back, because he has been there all season, and if he's one of the best players, we will definitely think about bringing him back. So yeah, we need to just score more goals. I mean, we scored 5 in the first game, and then 1 in that last game against Wimbledon, although, no, not Wimbledon, it was Wigan, I mean. But on paper it looked like we were the better team, so like, I mean, that doesn't get you points, unfortunately, looking like the better team. We need to just score them goals, make the chance. I think this rotated team, it's for the best. I mean, I think we need to sign a new left back desperately in the transfer window, because we're getting tired there, and at fullback as well. James Weldon has come over to this side, and he's getting tired himself already. So fullback probably needs to come in with the limited transfer we've been given. But as I said in last episode, this Leyton Orient team were in the National League a few seasons ago, so the position they found themselves in, and to come back as well into this position, is pretty impressive for them. And yeah, I like to represent the the National League teams, former National League teams, and we can take them hopefully to a much higher level. That would be the goal ultimately. But we have to focus on these games, take them one step at a time. We are obviously still getting settled in to life here in East London, and it's going to be a good time as we've put in an okay performance. We've had to do some defending, and our defending's been okay, but we still need to do a bit more here as Notts County find themselves on the attack looking like quite a high line, or it might be the midfielder who was on about there. Actually, that goal does sneak in there in the added time in this first half, and now we have a lot of work to do if we want to get a result here at home at the Brisbane Stadium. As the second half gets underway here, it looks like we've still not found the chances. I mean, 56 minutes gone and it's all Notts County in this game at home. We should be playing much better, and the boys are looking absolutely knackered. This has been a poor performance. It's been quite frustrating to get off on this note when we were supposed to come in and turn it around a little bit. We're getting beat by a team much lower down in the league than us, but actually looking at it, the points are so close. So if we had a bad few games, we could seriously drop out of contention for these playoff spots. It's something we need to consider, but hopefully we can turn it around. We still have time in this episode maybe, but I would like to get the results now and put ourselves in a bit more confidence, because we've got a goal to chase, and we don't want to slack off too early if we could, and especially at home as well against a team who we should be beating on paper. I think we should go out and try and get that result here. As Robinson from right back loses out on that ball, instead it falls to the feet of Tanga, and Macaulay Longstaff from striker. He is the player whose record actually matched Kenny Coker's in the National League with that 42 goal season. He did it 2 seasons before, I believe, in the National League, and then Kenny Coker came and matched it. He was 1 goal away from breaking Macaulay Longstaff's record, and here he is playing now in League One, and that then raises the question: could we bring Kenny Coker to Brisbane Road? Because Macaulay Longstaff can clearly do it in League One, but could Kenny Coker do it? You know, he is still quite young, that potential to develop, but would he be able to step up to this level? I mean, it's something you have to question. I think he could do it. It's still quite a similar dynamic to the National League, but I think we have to give it time. See if he has a good rest of the season, then maybe do some scouting and see if we can if he's good in comparison to our other players. And we might need a new striker, because we've held the ball but we haven't created the chances, and it's been a poor game for us there to start life off here in London. And yeah, maybe we do need that new striker. So I was going to thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this little tune, and welcome to Leyton Orient. Thank you, bye bye.